We will be getting into Towers of Doom, map number 1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Meta Madness Qualifier number 5, lower bracket finals. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, it is Akatsuki. On the right, it is Vinland Raiders. And we will see what's going to happen here on Towers of Doom. Now, if you're wondering at home, wait a second, how do we get to Towers of Doom? Vinland Raiders won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority. They will ban out Battlefield and Dragonshire. Braxis Holdout and Inferno Shrines banned out by Akatsuki. And Akatsuki, who do love this map quite a bit, and they have been very, very good at it in the past, will be choosing to take us to Towers of Doom. So we'll see how things work out. Now, in a previous qualifier, I think it was actually in qualifier number 2, and the VOD of this is already on YouTube, not really a spoiler. In qualifier number 2, I believe Akatsuki did have a 40-0 Towers of Doom. They had the perfect game. So we'll see if they're probably chasing that high. I also want to point out to you that they have Cure as a sub. Akatsuki has Cure as a sub. That's a big thing to note in my opinion. Sven is going to have a targeted Vikings ban against him. Stitch is to be banned away as well. If you're wondering what the pinned message at the top of Twitch chat is, heroes that are banned away for the entire Meta Madness tournament is what that list is. Abathur, Anduin, Blaze, Brightwing, Diablo, Garrosh, Genji, Hanzo, Hogger, Johanna, Junkrat, Li Ming, Lucio, Maiev, Sergeant Hammer, Sylvanas, Tracer, and Vala will be banned away. 18 pre-bans in this tournament. Heroes that are picked and played are unavailable for future maps in this series. The 18 heroes banned away are a permaban for the entire tournament. Ahoy! What's up, God of Twinkies? How was your Twinkies? Last night, I think it was Chess Looter during D&D showed me a tweet, I think it is, from Fear Dragon that there's a mod in StarCraft 2 that gives all the workers Santa hats. And I was talking to one of the admins last night because they were like, hey, do you want to cast a tournament at the end of the month on New Year's Eve on the 30th? And I was like, hell yeah. So I messaged the mod and I was like, hey, can we also make all the players use this mod for the tournament? And the admin was like, heck yeah, this is actually really good. But why those bans specifically? Because the Kaldor's community voted for them. I believe that's how it works. I believe it is his community votes on the heroes banned away. I think he's got something. I don't know if it still is, but I think he has something where if you like gift like a stupid amount of subs, like you can choose a specific hero to ban away. But the vast majority of them are like super meta heroes that we see very often, as you can see at the list. I mean, Diablo, Genji, Hanzo, etc. So that's the nice thing about it. So Towers of Doom, map number 1. We have a couple bans at the top of the screen, some targeted bans onto Sven. Sven, though, will be able to get his Dahaka. Chromie Anubarak on the left-hand side. If you have Cure on your team, do you go for an early Zeratul? If you have Cure, do you try and get the Zeratul? There's that hole in this shirt. There's that hole. I don't know. I gotta fix that, I guess. Because Cure Zeratul is terrifying. Falstad can really, really be bursted down by Zeratul. I mean, Gia knows that. Gia did that last best of 3 into Vinland Raiders on map number 1, and Gia was just mean about it. Or not into Vinland Raiders, into Storm League Enjoyers, sorry. Rhaegar banned away, no ancestral healing. Okay, what is the consideration? Is it an Ana ban? Do they want to get rid of Ana here so Banana can't be just a god healer? I thought you were going to say it turned all of the Zerglings into Twinkies. Could you imagine? I'm picturing the Zergling animation, because they have that sort of like that sprinting animation like a dog would. The gaint, as they would say. But I'm picturing it as a giant Twinkie, like almost like worming its way across the map. Could you imagine like the Protoss Colossus and Stalkers, like they still have the spider legs, but the body is just a giant vertical Twinkie? Oh man, that's a mod that needs to get made. That's what Triple G could use. That's what they could do. That's what Triple G could do. They're the ones who make the memery mods of Heroes, or not Heroes, of StarCraft 2, which actually, from my understanding, Wings of Liberty is going to be coming out in February, I think Chess was telling me. Uther Tychus on the left-hand side, and terrifying. You don't want to see it's in my. You don't want to see what's in my brain. White Mane and Lunara. Sorry, we're a little distracted on this one with the Falstad, Mal'Ganis, Dahaka. Chromia, Nubrak, Uther, Tychus. Gonna need a solo laner into Dahaka. Urel is available if they want to lean into that. Zool is an option. Malthael for double soak is an option as well. Stuff of what dreams are made of. Yeah, I would agree. By the way, ooh. Aggression. Very aggressive. I'm not a big Twinkie fan, but Cat Peach found out I'd never had a Twinkie, and she sent me the 3 different types of Twinkies. Original, banana, and there's a chocolate version. The chocolate version is actually really good. It's kind of closer to a Swiss roll without the... It's got more cake, obviously, and it has less of that outside chocolate. But the chocolate Twinkies are actually pretty good. I'm not a big Twinkie guy, but man, those chocolate Twinkie ones are really tasty. Let's get into it. I am very hungry. Let's see what happens on Towers of Doom, map number 1 of the lower bracket finals. The Thomas the Tank Engine mods. There's the Thomas the Tank Engine mod for Skyrim, where it makes all the dragons into Thomas the Tank Engine, and it's just... mwah, chef's kiss. All right, well, I guess while we're loading in, let me write up a prediction, because I was forgetting to do that. Towers of Doom, and this is Akatsuki versus Vinland Raiders.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
Do I mean Mena Chocolate? No, it's like a chocolate Twinkie version. I gotta sneeze.
This poison is for you.
Excuse me, sorry. I got the mute button in time, I think. On the right-hand side of Towers of Doom, Vinland Raiders, Nano Lunara. Oh, you get 1 per series, chat. It's Joan on Mal'Ganis, Hunter Orc, White Mane, Sven Dahaka, and Gia Falstad. Left-hand side of the map, it's Akatsuki. We have not seen them yet today, as they've been waiting here in the lower bracket finals for, well, Vinland Raiders, I guess. Darkmok to play in Illidan, Masquerade and Ubarak, Skog Chromie, Cure on Tychus, as Cure has his standard mount, and Banana will play Uther. Not standard, but he has his, what's the word for it? Like, that's the mount Cure... Like, Cure was actually telling me this in Germany, because we were just talking about random stuff. Cure always uses this Ghost Pale mount, or the Halloween mount. There we go. Sorry, I could not remember the name for it. Are we betting, or do we know the results? We are betting. I just always delay things out a little bit so people can see the level 1s, they can see the first engagement, and maybe see first blood into Joanna Yaya. No kill to be had. Let's start that prediction. 2 minutes, get your gambles in. Thank you, Ashmantle, as always. First blood over to the side of Akatsuki. Cure gets that kill. As a reminder, Cure is subbing. And I don't know if it's for game 1 or if it's for all of today. We'll see what happens. But he is providing to be very helpful to the team, getting that first kill for the allies. Alrighty. Thank you, Ninja and Tessa. I appreciate that. 10,000 on Akatsuki out the gate. Not a lot of big belief in Vinland Raiders. It's a 1 to 24.74 payout for Vinland Raiders to win, and maybe they will. Nubrak burrows in. Hunter Orc is the target. Masquerade looking for the damage, and Tychus will be able to confirm the kill for the team. White Mane out of this. Gia trying to barrel roll out of here, jumps back into the enemies because he knows that Darkmok is going to sit on top of his face. Oh, Bahamut, the phrasing. Darkmok is going to be able to run down Falstad and Dahaka. 4 kills in quick succession to the side of Akatsuki as Cure actually dashes. He's like on 10% HP, he's on like 20% HP and manages to still take down this Mal'Ganis. Well then, Akatsuki. not needing to warm up here in map number 1. They came ready to play, as Illidan has 9 stacks on his level 1, 38 for the Uther on his Hammer of the Lightbringer. He also has the Hammer of Justice, level 4 for the movement speed. We've got the Blossom Swell on Lunara, enhanced agility to Haka, auto attack Falstad, as well as the Hammer gains 4. Seemed like a safe bet. No bias, but betting on Cure always feels like a safe bet. I think Vinland Raiders can take this series. I actually think this series will go to a map 3, personally. Towers of Doom has been consistently a really good map for Akatsuki, so this is an uphill map number 1 for Vinland Raiders. But I do think map number 2 is very possible for them to move into a map 3. I like, Vinland Raiders are going to struggle in this map, I do think. Granted, I say that, it's 36 to 36 in core HP. They trade out the bottom and the top right. Top left is being worked on. Hunter, Oryx, Sven, and crew floating around here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get this. Gia eats a whole lot of sand and Darkmok with the channel here, so it is going to be a total of 8 shots into the core of the Gravekeeper on the right-hand side. The Raven Lord will be at 36. If you did not know, it is a contest between the Raven Lord and the Gravekeeper here on Towers of Doom. I'd say like this map has some really cool lore to it, as well as, man, I really wish we got more of the lore for Heroes of the Storm. They had the comic that came out, and Deckard Cain and Orphea were working together, and Orphea's the son, or the daughter of the Raven Lord. Like, oh man, there's some really cool lore being developed, and then Blizzard was like, well, the stockholders are unhappy. Our player base is loving what we're doing, but the stockholders aren't happy, so we should probably appease the people that don't even play the game. We should appease the people that don't even know this game exists. Actually, they probably knew it exists because they were like, well, it's eating into my bottom line. How will I buy my 3rd yacht? Need to buy a yacht for my cat. Come on now. Brushstock in from Sven. Invade onto the camp. Night Rush from Mal'Ganis. Chromie poking out. G is forced to barrel roll away. Slowing Sand still on the ground, but it does not seem like there will be a counter engage on this camp. That global laugh means the boss is up. We are 5 minutes into the map here. 5 to 1 in kills, 8 apiece in levels. Actually, just about level 9 on both sides. That's why Microsoft is definitely going to save HOTS, right, guys? Right? Nope, I'll be repeating that phrasing until I'm 69 years old. That'll be the year Blizzard saves it.
Activate them now.
So 2050 something. Oh, well, 10 Talontiers are right around the corner. Let's cycle through those numbers like we like to do and find out what's going on with the damage healing experience in map number 1 of this lower bracket finals. Single altar in the center of the map. Sven going for the channel, maybe trying to bait Darkmok to dive onto him. Doesn't look like he's going to go for that immediately. Here comes a Nubrek with a burrow charge impale, slowing Sands on the ground from Chromie to zone back the enemies, as Gia and crew do take a grenade to the face from Cure. Little hammering poke from Gia. Doesn't have the Gathering Storm level 1. It is going to be Frequent Flyer. Darkmok getting a little bit low. The Dreadlord is trying to chase him down. Big damage from Lunara into Darkmok. Needs the auto attacks for the lifesteal. Unfortunately, it just does not work out for our Illidan, but Chromie's like, hey, Mal'Ganis, you want to go to the beach? I thought player base just liked the lore around Orphea and such, but the last year was mechanically wonderful. I don't know. I can't speak for the community. I mean, I went to BlizzCon. I was at BlizzCon the year Orphea was announced, and there was someone that we all stayed in like a giant house, and someone was like, dude, I can't believe they added a Lolita Heroes of the Storm, and I'm just like Orphea, before she was even released, people hated her. So there was a lot of hate around, like, there's a lot of people that to this day probably go, Orphea's the reason that Heroes died. No, it has nothing to do with that. I'm pretty sure Orphea and Kira came from the fact that the developers knew the game was going to be put onto maintenance mode, so they were probably like, let's put something of our own uniqueness into this game. So at least there's that. Illidan will hunt in the Gust from Falstad to push people back. I mean, it's a MOBA. The player base, half the player base hates the game that they play. Go look at League of Legends. The vast majority of people who play League of Legends don't even like the game, but they play it so much. Falstad flying up towards top lane. They want to chase down Masquerade here, and Hunter Orc will get the kill. Illidan into top lane. He'll soak up a little bit of that experience. Continue to push things in. Full Hardened Carapace build for a new Barak. Our 10s are here as well. We already saw the Hunt. It's Commandeer Odin, Slowing Sands, Cocoon, Divine Shield. On the opposing side, Isolation, Leaping Strikes, Scarlet Aegis, Gust from Falstad, and a Dark Conversion Mal'Ganis. So Mal'Ganis will be swapping health with enemy heroes. Mal'Ganis and Alexstrasza, the only two heroes that can technically heal Deathwing. Alexstrasza level 1 with globes, Mal'Ganis with this Dark Conversion. If you use it incorrectly, you could heal Deathwing.
Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altar.
Hunter Orc delayed once by a grenade. Brushtalk in from Dahaka. Masquerade gets the channel, but meanwhile, Darkmog jumps onto Hunter Orc. Little Giggle Beam onto the Illidan. He's forced away. Cocoon into Falstad. That damage over time from Lunara will clear that out. Bit of a, let's zoom out a little bit here. Illidan's still actually in mid lane. Sven at the top of our screen channeling. Illidan might try and get a delay here. He does manage to get one. Cure is now isolated from his team. Or excuse me, Cure was available to be killed since Masquerade went towards that objective fight. Or that objective delay. Okay. Sven once again going for the channel here. 19 stacks on Illidan's level 1. You're going to see that number double in a moment once he finishes out that quest, because it is additive with our UI that we have. What's up, Dory? How you doing today, bud? Thanks for coming by the stream. Hope you're enjoying the games and such. As a reminder, since we do have a lot of new viewers popping in here and there, be sure to drop a follow on the stream. We do stream 6 days a week here, and the only day I take off is Mondays. Nicely done. Falstad gets the kill into Uther, but he will be traded by Chromie. Leaping strikes from Lunara, poking onto Masquerade. Darkmok wants to take down the Dryad, but it does not look like he'll be able to do so. It's going to be Illidan the one to fall. No, he gets the dash to the ally, but Lunara activates the poison, and she will be able to take down Illidan. Mal'Ganis picked off here. Did he have Dark Conversion? It looks like he used it. It's a 60-second cooldown? It is, yeah. Oh, also, as a reminder, if you're watching over on YouTube, because we do upload these videos to YouTube as quickly as possible, be sure to drop a like on the video as well as subscribe to the YouTube page, because we grow the YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Falstad flies in, and he won't be able to lay things out. That'll be 4 more shots into the core of Vinland Raiders. Akatsuki with the lead right now. It's 8-5 in kills. Vinland Raiders are pulling back a little bit, or at least they're getting themselves back into this game with some of these later game kills. And maybe, just maybe, they can start this rally on Towers of Doom map. Excuse me, sorry, that's gross. On map number 1. As I had mentioned in the past, or I mentioned earlier, this is a very good map for Akatsuki in the blue. This is one of the maps that they had massive success on and consistent success on, so not a bad idea to start things out on a map where you feel comfortable. Back when I played old Chair League, our map was Garden of Terror, and it was the old Garden of Terror as well, where you piloted the terror and actually summoned the overgrowth plants and stuff. Here comes Illidan, focusing on Dajia with this hunt in. Hunter Orc doing their best to supply some heals, and it's Illidan who's a little too aggressive. Isolation onto Banana, and that's the reason Illidan was so aggressive. He was anticipating. Dark Conversion got interrupted by an Impale of a new Barak. Nicely done, Masquerade. 10-second cooldown on that one. But yeah, I think there was the expectation. Darkmok was waiting for that Divine Shield, but Uther, isolated by Sven's isolation, silenced by Sven's isolation, excuse me. Center teleport will be opening up. Our forts go to keep value now.
What? I mean, I knew I could do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
I love the banter on this map between the Ravenlord and the Gravekeeper. I wish there was more, like there was different lines that you got as well. So, Lunara going for channel. Hold on. Dahaka in mid lane, threatening onto Cure. Does land a drag with the Feeding Frenzy. Chastise, nicely done. Lashing out and Harsh Discipline. And get the stun, or the root, excuse me, onto this Tychus. There's an isolation. Is there a drag from Dahaka? Doesn't look like there will be. The 4 shots go into the core of Akatsuki, and as I mentioned, it's still Towers of Doom. It's anyone's game, in my opinion. 12-point difference on these cores. Our next objective phase will be previewed on the minimap in just a moment. Falstad and friends try and poke down this fort in bottom. They get some damage onto it. It is a triple phase coming up. Top left and right and center of the map. Center of the map, by the way, for anyone wondering, will be this location. If we refer to bottom of the map, it is the bottom location. Just for clarity, just in case. Well, as we take a look around the map, Illidan on 50 stacks. As I mentioned, that's additive. So he has the 20 from the base, 20 from the increased, or excuse me, from the reward, and then 10 overstacked on top of that. 28 for the Falstad right now, and 9 stacks on Dahaka's enhanced agility out of the 10. Uther's done with Hammer of the Lightbringer level 1, and I think that's all the questing talents. Oh, the pregame character interactions are absolutely great. Anub'arak burrows in a touch too late to try and steal away this camp, and there was a cleanse or an intercession from Whitemane. Gust into the wall, the slowing sands are out. Mal'Ganis is looking to chase in, but he's got a Fell Claws back. There's a hunting from Illidan as Whitemane activates the Scarlet Aegis. Mal'Ganis looking to chase in a little bit here, but won't be able to connect onto anything. Imagine how much lore you have to know about the different universes to write all those interactions with the different characters. Blind as a Bat from Mal'Ganis will be picked up here from that 16. Fellclaw's getting some decent damage and some decent CC. A lot of people locked up against this wall. Falstad already flew to top lane. Falstad left the entire team for a double objective phase. Once again, the Dark Conversion does not work out. I actually met a dude at BlizzCon. It was the year they announced Diablo Immortal, and I was talking to a guy while I was waiting in line to play it. And he was saying that it was his job to write some of those lines, and he would have to write like 20 or 30 lines per week. And not all of them got used, obviously, but he had to come up with a bunch of those interactions and jokes. And as I said, like, the amount of lore you have to know between StarCraft, Warcraft, Hearthstone probably as well. I'm sure there's Hearthstone references. Diablo, like, to know all that lore, especially World of Warcraft, it's just so much. So, boss will be grabbed. 4 more shots into the core of Vinland Raiders. They'll be down to 12 HP to the 24. So it's about 50% lead. 50% lead. Oh, wait, hold on. That's a beautiful brush talk into a drag. Chromie gets the timeout. The heals from Uther are okay. The blind is a bat continuing to get CC potential, and Chromie does go down to Lunara. 20 talent here, almost here for both of these teams. 11-9 in our kills, favoring the side of Akatsuki. And about half a level to go, as I mentioned, for Vinland Raiders and Akatsuki on that 20 talent here. Bottom lane Bell Tower is going to be poked at here by Nano and friends. They don't have a minion wave available. Gia tanks a ton of damage here, down to 50%. Dark Conversion actually comes through this time. Leaping strikes onto Uther, who's forced to self-cast Divine Shield. The tower will go over to the side of Vinland Raiders as the mini wave finishes that out. Illidan will be picked off, and Falstad, does he have flight up and available? It is up, but he's not going to use it. What about Sven on Dahaka? Because there is an objective phase here, and Dahaka has 14 seconds on that. Gia poking out here and there with some hammerings, trying to force Masquerade off this point. Could be 10 shots into the enemy. Sidesteps the impale. There's a Fell Claws. I don't know why Mal'Ganis was over there, to be honest. Cocoon from Whitemane, or Cocoon onto Whitemane. Gia getting the channel. Quarterback from Tychus. Oh no! Cure would have actually, it wouldn't have been delayed. Cure did not get the hit, and Gia doubled back because he was afraid that he was going to get poked at. And didn't want to take free damage. The Haka is gonna be stalled out, or excuse me, he's gonna be time stopped for a second. Scarlet Egg is activated. Cure does go down. Masquerade being chased currently. Hunter Orc going for the channel. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Sven gets a beautiful drag. Is this a Masquerade to fall? The Hammering Falstad wants to get the kill, but doesn't want to tank too many tower shots. 5 go into the side of Akatsuki here, and another 5 should connect as well. Boss up in about 2 minutes, 40 seconds, so 17, 18, 19 and a half minutes, I believe, in-game time, roughly. 64 stacks for Illidan, 37 for the Falstad. Masquerade gets a bit. Oh no, the wind tunnel into the wall. Masquerade already used his burrow. Divine Shield comes out from Uther. Illidan hunts in, tanks a tower shot or two. That's a good pull of that Divine Shield. Illidan did use his hunt in. Oh wait, are they just giving the sappers over the wall? Okay, they are. Whee! 1, 2, 3 into the core. It's 11 to 12. Don't let anyone ever tell you that Towers of Doom is not a comebackable game, because, well, here we sit. Here we sit with Vinland Raiders in the lead at this time. I would say Vinland Raiders in the lead for pretty much the first time since the beginning of the game. Dahaka brushstalks in. He does have Apex Predator level 20. 25-second cooldown on his Apex Predator as it's reduced by 50 seconds. We did have Falstad go Wind Tunnel. We saw that. Scarlet Crusade from Whitemane. Boundless Stride for Lunara. All Leaping Strike charges are returned every 15 seconds and can be used on allies. And we'll see the Fell Claw upgrade at level 20. Wind Tunnel once again. That's a beautiful Wind Tunnel! Here comes Mal'Ganis, blind as a bat. Commandeer Odin from the Tychus is going to be summoned, but he's going to take so much damage. Cure is going to be going down, as well as the Uther. Level 20 redemption for Uther as well. He will respawn. He's got the golden swirl going around his head right now. Hunter Orc getting a little bit low on this Whitemane. Meanwhile, Falstad dealing with Masquerade on the right-hand side. Dark Conversion into Banana. The Sappers go over the wall once again. 3 more. 8 HP remains. The members of Akatsuki lose Tychus, and Vinland Raiders need 2 of these channels or 1 plus boss. Boss is up in 50 seconds. Slowing Sands to try and zone back the enemy. Fell Claws in from Mal'Ganis. Time stop onto him. Here comes Dahaka with the Lurker Strain. There's a beautiful setup into Chromie. Divine Shield from Uther comes out in time. Gia getting a little bit low on this. Falstad needs to get 1 more auto, and Illidan does go down. Cocoon into Mal'Ganis as the Fell Claws will continue. Night Rush into Banana. Skog is so very low. Nano finds the kill. Anubrak falls. It's a team kill. Hunter Orc gets the channel. Falstad goes to the right. Uther will expire. We're just doing things here. Okay. We're just doing things right there. Gia gets the final channel here, and that will be 5 shots in the game. And GG, well played. Vinland Raiders take map number 1 on Towers of Doom. What's up, Crush? How's it going, dude? Now that you're here, we can finally have an Artanis game. Thanks for the lurk, Skullfeet. I'm such an idiot. I wasn't sure if my mug warming thingy was still on, so instead of looking if the light was on, I just touched it with my hand. Like, is it hot? Oh boy. Big payout for Vinland Raiders. They haven't played Artanis on their own yet. It's like these teams don't like winning. That's true. These teams don't like winning. We saw a bit of Artanis yesterday. Never trust lights. Always feel fire. See, thank you, Big Scary Duck. How you doing today, bud? Hope you 5 are doing well today. All right, chat, let's go ahead, and as always, let's go ahead and get our ads out of here, and we'll get ready for map number 2 in the lower bracket finals of Akatsuki versus Vinland Raiders. Welcome back to Tomb of the Spider Queen. We are here in map number 2 in the lower bracket finals. Left-hand side, it's Akatsuki versus Vinland Raiders. Vinland Raiders did take on map number 1 on Towers of Doom, and we'll see if Vinland Raiders can make a 2-0 happen here as we are in Tomb of the Spider Queen. If you're wondering how we got here, I got you covered, ladies and gentlemen, ghouls and ghosts. We have a Vinland Raiders winning coin flip. They opted in for first pick priority for map number 1, banning out Battlefield and Dragonshire. Akatsuki bans out Braxis sold out Infernal Shrines. Towers of Doom was map number 1 chosen by Akatsuki, and I was leading to believe that they were going to win that map based on previous stats, but Vinland Raiders took a W on Towers of Doom up against Akatsuki, which is one of their best maps statistic-wise. So Akatsuki opts in for first pick priority as the losing team. Vinland Raiders will be choosing to take us to this map. This is a very good Cho'Gall map, and I do not mean that like as a bait or as a joke. This is a legitimately very good Cho'Gall map, and I think Vinland Raiders could go that direction. They do have a Cho'Gall player on their team. They do consistently play Cho'Gall, so we'll see if that's going to be the case or if they're just going to play standard or tried and true, if you will. Mephisto, Rhaegar, Stitches, banned away. As a reminder, there are 18 pre-banned heroes that is pinned at the top of Twitch chat in alphabetical order. Heroes that are picked and played, like the Dahaka and previous map and the false set on Towers of Doom, are unavailable for future maps in this best of 3. So currently, as we get into this draft, there are 28 heroes unavailable of the 90 on the roster. Of course, you have banned at the top of the screen, but that only adds to the that's only on the current map draft. So we do make it to a map number 3. Mephisto, Rhaegar, Stitches, Stukov could all be drafted so long as they're not banned. We get into this first pick here, and let's see what Akatsuki wants. Never snowboarded yourself, done a fair bit of downhill skiing though. I started with skiing. I started as a skier. My older brother swapped into snowboarding before I did, and you know, the little brother thing, like, oh, I gotta do snowboarding too. First pick Medivh. You had a Guinness for breakfast yesterday. Wasn't half bad. Just a Guinness. I can't do like it's rare when I can do like alcohol early in the day. Usually I wait. Usually it's like by 11 a.m. Like I've been up for 5-6 hours. I'm like, oh, I can have a beer. Rexar Malfurion, okay. Innervate's always good for cooldown reduction on mages. Jaina's up and available, I do believe. Jaina would not be a bad pick, especially with a root and a stun between Malfurion and Rexar. I guess actually Misha, realistically. Medivh, all right, what do they want to get with this Medivh? Tyrael's up and available if they want to run into that. I know Masquerade does like to play a Tyrael. Does seem like they're going to hold out on their healer and main tank and just get the Medivh, Jaina, Yrel. I don't think this is a Cho'Gall composition on the side of Akatsuki. If they pick Cho'Gall here, I feel like they're throwing their map away. I do still think you need a healer for Cho'Gall. A support Medivh would be all right, but I think the healer is needed in the situation. I'm new to the game, and Medivh is by far my favorite. What exactly is his role? I'm really struggling with that. So Heroes of the Storm has had a bunch of different role changes. Like, we used to have something called Specialists, where they were like siege-type heroes. Azmodan, Sylvanas, Zagara, Zool. No, yeah, Zool, I think, Nazebo, they were specialists, but we don't have that terminology anymore. So the main terms we have are fairly common MOBA terms. We have Bruisers, which is your solo laner, like Yrel, Sonya, Rexar, those are your solo laners. They typically have like a home, if you will. So Tomb of the Spider Queen, the home for our solo laners is bottom lane. Jaina, she's a ranged assassin. We also have melee assassins. So ranged assassins, obviously, they deal bursting damage from range. A good example of a melee assassin would be Illidan. We saw him in the last game. He's sitting there auto-attacking, jumping on top of people's faces. Muradin is a main tank, or he's a tank. He fills that tank role. His job is to eat a bunch of damage. He's got a heroic that gives him more sustainability. Now, we did, as I said, we had changes in our roles in 2019, I believe. They got rid of the specialist, and they moved people around. So Nazebo is a ranged assassin. Now, to get to the crux and the point of your question, Medivh. During that 2019 change, they adjusted, they got rid of specialists. We have the healer role. Malfurion and Deckard, they're healers. And then we were added into the support role. We added in the support role. Zarya, Lost Vikings, and Medivh are support heroes in Heroes of the Storm. They offer up support, but not really healing. There's some factors, we can get into the weeds on that, but simply put, they support the team. Vikings, of course, support the team through map pressure and experience and stuff like that. Zarya with shielding, Medivh with his portaling and shielding as well. So I hope that explains everything fairly well for you. Now, a lot of streamers, a lot of Heroes of Storm people will use the term support interchangeably with healers. So if someone does say support and they're talking about a Deckard Cain, it's just a product of the old verbiage. Because the old verbiage, if I'm not mistaken, support was our healer role. I don't think it was actually called healer. It used to, I believe, be support. So that's just, it's just a product of, you know, it's playing the game for a long time. Abathur as well as a support hero. Yes, yes, yes. So there you go. I hope that clarified everything. I'm sorry I didn't really get too deep into the to the draft here, but we will have Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 2, and as we load on into this, I will go ahead and write us up a prediction. As always, if I wasn't clear or you have more questions, by all means throw them in chat. There is a delay on stream, so it might take me a few seconds, 1, to see the question because of casting, and 2, because to answer from the delay. But either way, I hope that clarified everything for you. It was a bit of a quick spiel, but let's get into it. Map number 2, Vinland Raiders. On the right-hand side of our map will be up in this best-of-3 series, looking to go to the grand finals. Through Tomb of the Spider Queen, Joanne will play a Muradin. Gonna go into the level 1 dwarf block, and that's why you're seeing him do a quick little jump, so he gets that 75 stacks, which do not go away over time. Gia on the Kerrigan, Nano to play a Nazebo, nice little dance. Hunter Orc on Malfurion, Sven on the Rexar, and of course Misha will be played by Misha. No one plays Misha. Left-hand side of the map are Medivh, Akatsuki composition, Cure on Medivh. Darkmok will play Yrel, Skog, Jaina, Masquerade Imperius, and Banana with Deckard Cain. Now, chat, somebody screenshot and send this to Chess. Somebody get a screenshot over to Chess. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. Heck y'all. Hold on, I need to DM Chess. Where are you? Chess, screenshot, go. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, and we will have a gamble for this game as well. We just always like to show the level 1, see a little engagement here. Sven gonna go into Flare. Very good level 1 for this map to get some extra vision around those turn-in areas. Kerrigan with a combo. Gia is gonna be stabbed by Imperius. Misha gets a charge through, a root from Malfurion, but no kills. All right, let's get that gamble going. You got a minute and a half from when you're hearing me talk about this to get your gambles in. Uh-oh! Yrel is gonna go down, and we'll be seeing
First Blood
over to the members of Vinland Raiders. You hated they got rid of the specialist role? I think the specialist role was misunderstood by a lot of people in the community. I think a lot of people would look at like Sylvanas and be like, they would be like, oh, she's a specialist. Like we need that's not good for our team. She just sieges. When that's very much not the case with Sylvanas. It's also like you also get into like the regional differences. Like back in the old HGC days when you had, you know, all the different regions and stuff, you'd go look at a bunch of NA games and then go look at EU versus like China. Like everyone in NA, like NA had its own draft style. EU had like, I think they had a lot of Sergeant Hammer if I remember correctly. China was like always playing, like you would watch a Chinese tournament and Sylvanas was first pick, first ban material. You go look at EU or NA and no one was looking at Sylvanas. Just regional differences. One of my buddies, he was a grandmaster in this game, and he made this one point to me one time, and I actually very much do agree with it. In the meta styles, NA would deem something unplayable or not good, and they would never play it. Sergeant Hammer's a really good example of this. And then you'd have like Western Clash or something, and then Korea would play a ton of Sergeant Hammer, and NA and EU would get bodied by it. And then all of a sudden after Western Clash, everybody's playing Sergeant Hammer. So it's like that always would happen. It'd always be like Korea defining the meta and everyone kind of following a little bit after. EU was pretty good at defining the meta. I honestly think that NA was just the weakest at developing meta, outstanding meta drafts and stuff like that. NA kind of followed a lot of what other regions were doing, but they always had big opinions on what was good and bad. All right, you summon Chess. Yes, I actually sent him a screenshot. I screenshotted it, sent it to Chess, and I was like, let's go, bud. You finally get the stab at level 1. It's so good they get a Misha kill. Well, all right, so I rambled through a bit of that right there. 2-1 in kills right now. Akatsuki in the lead here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. 41 stacks and rising for our Nazebo baseline. He did go into big Voodoo at level 4, which is going to be increase the health and mana bonuses from Voodoo Ritual by 100%. If you are wondering, Nazebo currently with 45 stacks, he's getting 540 extra HP and 90 bonus damage. Now, I don't know if this tooltip is doing the multiplication from Big Voodoo. Someone in chat will have to confirm that for me. Permanently gain health, 1 mana. Okay, it is doubling it. It is doubling it, right? Because the mana should be at 50, right? Health and wait, gain 6 health and 1 mana. Yeah, it is doubling. It is doubling. It is doubling. Okay. Web Weaver's over to the side of Akatsuki first here. Emerald level 7 on Decker Kane. That's a 75% healing reduction for 4 seconds. That's an eternity, and here's the storm. Celestial Charge over the wall into Muradin, but no follow-up damage for any allies as Yrel was hit with a Stormbolt, and G is able to back away on the opposing side. All right, we got a really good gamble for this game. Thank you all so very much. Web Weavers have descended into lanes. We got another stab for Imperius, the Flash and Vanger. We can talk about these talents in a moment, but I think we have a bit of a scuffle in mid lane. Doesn't look like it, actually. Muradin's anchoring. Imperius not able to step in. The Webweaver mid is going to be cleared out, mostly. The camp will be left to finish that out. Gia and friends rotate to top lane. Rexar is working on bottom. That's already down to 50%. The Fort Front Gate in top is already going down. The Emerald will not connect on to Gia here. Will be rooted. Follow-up Celestial Charge from Masquerade. Gia jumps in once again. Decent damage into this Imperius. The potions are in place, and Masquerade has the portal to get out. Back in bottom lane, Sven is putting some pressure onto Darkmok, who wants to take down this fort. Darkmok is going to tank a tower shot. The Misha charge comes through. Rexar with 1 or 2 autos is needed. Dauntless gets a little bit of armor, and portal set up. Charge through. Darkmok is trying to back away. Cure's done with stacks. Cure is done with stacks, but I think he's dead here. Decker gets a really good scroll of ceiling. Rexar's the one to go down. Hunter Orc is so low. Cure is still going to be alive. Hunter Orc hit with the Emerald. Portal set up. Cure is going to die to damage over time. Just kidding. It's Medivh. Wrath of it. Excuse me. The Angelic Armament activated by Masquerade. A beautiful zombie wall will delay things out. The top lane fort, I think, was what just went down. Or it might have been bottom. I'm not 100% sure. I was so focused on the team fight. But either way, Sko continues to soak up. Polybomb Medivh? I'm sorry, what? Level 1 for Imperius. Celestial Charge final damage is increased by 75% and the cooldown is reduced by 1.25 seconds for each Valorous brand on the target when the stun completes. Level 7... Flash of Anger. Consuming a mark of from Celestial Charge deals 231 scaling damage to the target and nearby enemies and grants Imperius 385 scaling point shield for 4 seconds. I say the word scaling because it scales per level. No 10 talent here on the side of Vinland Raiders, who are having a bit of a rough game here. 5k on the Jaina for her baseline improved ice block out of the 12,000. Rounding on that number just for ease. Muradin, dwarf tossing back towards his allies. He hits level 10. Boars for Rex. Whoa, it's a haymaker Muradin. They don't want it. They want to have some sort of displacement up against the dive of Medivh. Stormbolt into Medivh. Haymaker into the tower. Kerrigan with a combo as well. Celestial Charge comes through from Masquerade, but Cure's the one to go down to stay one. Listen for the Decker Kane as the Ardent Defender is activated by Yrel. Joanna Yaya is going to get stabbed by Masquerade. Jaina's Water Elemental finds the kill. Darkmok goes down on the right-hand side. It is a 3-for-1, and Muradin can't be too upset about that. He dove out. He gets the displacement with the Haymaker. They find the triple kill. Yes, he does go down, but I think that was a huge moment for Vinland Raiders to, 1, get some experience, and 2, get a potential turn-in. But Masquerade, Solarian Flare into a Celestial Charge will not connect. He's got some healing over time from that. Well, that was tapped. Portal once again, right next to Gia. Oh, wait, there's a root on Masquerade. Can he get back through the portal in time? He doesn't look like he wants to go for it. Celestial Charge into the enemy. Muradin dwarf tosses in. Polybomb onto him. He'll wiggle away from Misha, trying not to continue to spread that Polybomb. Heroic Haymaker onto Cure once again. Poor Cure! Kerrigan Gia jumps in, and Cure goes back and forth through the portal. He's trying to dip, dive, and dodge. Gia's the one who will go down to Jaina's Blizzard, but I think Jaina's gonna fall here as well. Big stay a while and listen actually is gonna save the moment. Skog, heavy impact, level 7. God dang! Vinland Raiders were looking like a bit of a struggle here early game, coming out with a few late game kills. 6 to 9 in kills, very nice. Favoring Vinland Raiders as Akatsuki, Darkmach wants to delay out this turn-in. Masquerade is back from death. Darkmach. I wonder if Muradin was considering a Haymaker to push Darkmach towards the allies, but doesn't seem like it'd be the case. Whoo-wee. Kerrigan to bottom lane, working on Sharpened Blades, 61 in Rising stacks for her out of the 75. Jane is done with Fingers of Frost, baseline stackage for her and Medivh are done. Muradin has his Piercing Stormbolt from hitting level 10. 115 stacks on Azebo's Vile Infection. He did go Toads, 1, 7, and 13. I believe it was the armor debuff Toads, yeah. 30 armor for 3 seconds, stacking up to 6 seconds. Oh, Medivh is floating above. Vinland Raiders have still not gotten a singular turn in. They're 4 gems away. Cure might drop down and delay this out. Oh my god, Muradin was trying to anticipate Cure here, but Celestial Charge onto Nano. The Sapphire applied. There's a route from Malfurion to zone back the enemy. Darkmach with a Righteous Hammer charge doesn't get the displacement they're looking for. Nano doubles back. Malfurion activates his Tranquility. A Haymaker from Muradin onto Masquerade. Stay well and listen. Catches Kerrigan. Gia tries to get some Assimilation Shields off the Jaina. Imperius is going to be traded in the moment. Ravenous Spirit getting some big ol' slaps onto the enemy here. And Cure sets up a portal to get away. Kerrigan and Imperius traded in the fight. Sven gets the last bit of the turn-in. Webweavers will descend to the side of Vinland Raiders. Here come the red Webweavers. Blah. Fight in mid's kinda still going on. Muradin was maybe positioning for a Haymaker. It just came off a cooldown, but maybe not in that moment right there. Charge from Misha. Darkmach using quite a few abilities to try and pressure the bear, but has the Divine Steed to immediately get out. Hugs the wall here in the boss pit to just Avenging Wrath over. Webweaver in bottom lane going to be assisted by the Kerrigan to push things up a little bit faster. Nazebo in mid lane did throw out a bit of... Actually, he's got some great siege damage. Polymorph onto... Polybomb onto the Muradin. He's going to be able to Dwarf Toss out of the Scrollless Ceiling. Masquerade looking for a Celestial Charge. That'll be met by a Stormbolt to the face. Kerrigan, as I mentioned in bottom lane, will push things up. Bottom lane Webweaver will die as it loses health naturally over time. Webweavers naturally lose HP per second, whereas the Garden Terror loses HP when it auto-attacks. Webweaver turn-in is back-to-back for Vinland Raiders. The clutch is open once again. We have who holding what? 31 on Nazebo is the vast majority. Masquerade! Stormbolt will not connect. Misha does get the charge. The Haymaker's there. Masquerade will be right next to Gia, who's going to try and ravage in. Portal set up, and Will the Forsaken. Force of Will, but hold the phone! The bird goes down, slapped by the... I did not know the Ravenous Spear could go through walls like that. I mean, it makes sense. I just did not realize. Wait, you're telling me ghosts can go through walls? I want Muradin to go Grand Slam 20. It's probably a rewind, but I want Grand Slam 20. The cool thing about Grand Slam is if a hero dies within X amount of seconds after getting Haymakered, you get your stacks back. And he's got the launch at level 16. Like, you get Haymaker, launch, and then Haymaker again. Haymaker right here, into Masquerade. Angelic Armament will be activated. Masquerade pushed into the wall. Nazebo tries to catch, but Muradin will go down. Jaina with just a little too much burst right there. And Sven feigns death. Masquerade is going to pop off with that Celestial Charge value. And it is a double kill, while the red Webweavers... Well, all it does is create some time for Muradin and Rexar to respawn. 149 on the Nazebo as he's trying to make his way out of bottom lane to go into Soul Harvest level 16. Polymorph is there. Root from Malfurion. Nano gonna throw a bit of damage onto Masquerade, trying to finish out those that level 1 Pandemic. 4 stacks away on that one. But still, Muradin just respawning. Rexar up in 7 seconds. Kerrigan ravages onto Masquerade, looking for the combo into him, but won't land it. Urel flanking into the enemy team, gets a Righteous Hammer, Chrysalis activated. Stay While and Listen comes out from Deckard. Mid-fort does go down. Polybomb not going to be spread to any other allies. Urel is going to be getting the Righteous Hammer. Boar's unleashed by Rexar. That's 39 gems on Darkmok. That's a lot of gems to potentially drop. That's actually a huge amount. Portal set up. Does Medivh drop down for those gems? No, Kier's going to let them go. There still is a turn-in for the members of Vinland Raiders, but the old man's going to the retirement home. Who has my Werthers? Well, with the double kill achieved between Urel and Deckard Cain, it seems like we've got ourselves a boss call. Not afraid of the polybomb drop down. Medivh will be scouted out in bottom lane in a moment with Jaina pushing things up. Alright, Kerrigan will leave Nazebo and Malfurion to finish out this boss while the rest of the team rotates to bottom lane. Now Jaina gets the mount. She will be interrupted. She's going to try and get through the portal in time here. Boar's unleashed by Sven. Muradin, Haymakers into Masquerade. Angelic Armament activated. Kerrigan ravaging in. The Angelic Armament, I think, actually expired there. I'm not 100% sure. Tried to Celestial Charge back into the enemy team. Did not work out. Nazebo at 175 on stacks. If you're wondering, that's 2,148 extra HP, 358 bonus mana. Currently, Nazebo has 6k plus HP. 6.2 on that Nazebo, and he is past the Vile Infection amount for level 20. Speaking of level 20, we are fairly close to that coming up. Gia's inside. Uh-oh. Gia goes in for a second, like, oh, I'll just get the siege. Nazebo puts a zombie wall around her, and she's like, oh, I'm dead. Good polybomb from Kier right there. By the way, polybomb is a very low cooldown, 40 seconds on that one. You also have Temporal Flux, which gives heroic cooldown by 9% when you hit enemy heroes with the Arcane Rift. Blue Webweavers will descend. That kill into Gia pushes closer to 20 talents here. Misho is anchoring just below this camp, and a mid lane Bruiser camp to be grabbed to apply a little bit of counter pressure in the lane. Okay, so the Blue Webweavers are in lane, 10 to 14 in kills. 20 talent here is about to be achieved by Vinland Raiders. 17 on Kerrigan to respawn. Hoo-wee. Impervious level 20, Seraphim, Respect the Elderly. We've got Arcane Brilliance for the Medivh. Restore 200 mana to all nearby heroes and grant them 15% spell power for 10 seconds, and then Winter Mute for the Jaina. Urel pushes top lane. No Misha charge to stun her. Rexar starts working on that wave. Meanwhile, in bottom, Akatsuki pushes on to the fort here, onto the keep. The Webweaver will confirm this easily. Level 20 is achieved. There's the Grand Slam level 20 for Muradin as well. Upgrade on Tranquility. Stormbolt just into the Winter Mute to clear that out. Kerrigan did go Psionic Shift, so should get some Assimilation Shields from that Blink. Pandemic is finished out by Nazebo, that level 1, and Kill Command for Rexar. Webweaver on the bottom right of your screen will be cleared out by the core defenses. Doesn't look like they'll be losing much, if any, HP on that. Kerrigan just makes quick clear of that. Minion wave, and we'll pick up some extra gems for the team. 47 and rising out of 60 for Vinland Raiders, 38 or so for Akatsuki. And it's structure advantage to Akatsuki by mid fort and bottom keep. We wait patiently. Looks like Skog's going to get a turn in here. Put in 15. Flare from Rexar. I don't think it actually saw... Well, it sees Masquerade as he doubles back into it, but... a little bit of patience here between both sides. Enough for a turn-in from Vinland Raiders. Flare's constantly scouting, or at least doing their best to scout. Meanwhile, Kier just floating above, being a nuisance. Masquerade, I think, scouted out by Muradin there. Urel pushes up top lane, trying to get those catapults crashing into the keep front gate a little bit faster. Nazebo poking at the wave. 221 stacks on his baseline. Urel joins to the team. Rexar Misha go to top lane. Oh, this is one of those Tomb games where it's that dance between both sides. Actually, I didn't even realize it still has bottom for it as well. I completely missed that on the minimap. No Stormbolt to connect right there, unfortunately for Muradin. I think they might have been able to play off of that. Urel Righteous Hammers the enemy team back. 28 on Sven and Nazebo. Scroll of Ceiling from Deckard gets an interrupt. Righteous Hammer as well from Urel. Sven and Nazebo Nazebo and Rexar trying to get the turn in here. Hold on, Kira's gonna be displaced. Misha does go down. Kerrigan with an immediate oh my god. The Haymaker onto Masquerade. Gia buys a little bit of time with the Chrysalis. Muradin dwarf tossing past this Blizzard. Jaina wants to chase in. She's got the root. Winter Elemental, or Water Elemental, Wintermute is going to be getting some great damage. Stay well and listen, respect the elderly is not enough. Jaina does go down. Muradin Dwarf launches away. Darkmok with a whole lot of damage over time applied. Muradin does have his Haymaker in the next 7 seconds. The old man is going to be pulled in by the Primal Grasp, but no Impale. A very quick triple kill for the members of Vinland Raiders. Their core is taking some decent damage from the catapults here. Turn-in's gonna happen. They're gonna let the minion wave clear this out. They're gonna lose a decent... Oh, wow, they're gonna lose a lot of HP on their core from this. Oh, they didn't tab the boss in time! Masquerade, I think, is dead. That is a dead Masquerade, unless Muradin saves him with a Haymaker, but I don't see that happening. Boars Unleashed. They're trying to chase down Darkmok. Just as Kira's respawning, the Webweavers actually are... Whoa, wait, they get the sneak? What the heck? Akatsuki gets the sneak here? What? I didn't realize. I thought that was Vinland Raiders. Man, the sneak of the turn-in, that's why they were chasing Masquerade down here. That's why. Or maybe it was Urel over here. Either way, someone got the turn-in, and the Webweavers are going to delay things out. That's really all it does. These Webweavers should not get any value. I want to point out, Vinland Raiders with a beautiful 69% left on their core. Nicely done. Nazebo Zombie Wall. Kerrigan just ravaging around. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Rexar Misha clearing out the wave. Skog chilling out of sight slightly. Pops the Water Elemental. There's a Polybomb as well. Feign Death from Rexar. The rest of the team is on Boss currently. Rexar's dead. Boss will be focused on. Rexar's dead. Camp is stolen away from mid lane, but Boss will go over to the side of Vinland Raiders. Who's got enough for the turn-in? Nazebo. Nazebo's got to turn in, but it seems like they're all going to hearth out completely. Actually, Muradin's not. He's going to push up the wave a little bit. So mid cleared out. Bottom needs to be addressed. Yeah, there's the assist ping. Zebo can throw a spider at this, or some spiders and some toes at this really quickly, and we'll be able to, yeah, make quick work of that. Pick up the 250th stack. The boss in the top lane is going to start wailing on this keep right now, down to 50% already. Muradin going out, sees Masquerade. Celestial Charge will connect, as well as the Haymaker to push Masquerade away. Hunter Orc with the channel, but it's Nano who's going to sneak this bottom turn in. No one's going to scout this out in time. And with the boss pushing up top lane, Webweaver... Honestly, you leave Webweaver in bottom to clear things out, and I think you push in top lane as 5 once Rexar spawns. And maybe that's the reason they're clearing out bottom lane really, really quickly, so that they can be near their Rexars as the Webweavers start to descend. Okay, 23 minutes into map number 2 in this lower bracket final. It's a best of 3. Kotsky loses here. They take 3rd place. If they win, we're gonna head into a map number 3. But gotta see what this Webweaver phase does. Also, if Vinland Raiders can win this right here, they'll be going into the grand finals. Best of 5. Celestial Charge into Kerrigan in the rotation. Gia drops to about 50%. Gets a bit of a heal from Malfurion. Webweaver in mid, kinda healthy here. Urel jumps in. They make really quick work of that. Bottom lane Webweaver is going to be approaching the fort right now at around, 40% or so. Webweaver phasing pushes up the waves, but it isn't going to get any sort of structural damage outside of the mid fort going down, and this bottom lane fort should fall as well. So at least the consistent catapult pressure will be matched by some periodic catapults of Vinland Raiders. Flare goes out, scouts out a few enemies. Who's in the upper bracket? You have to use exclamation bracket. I don't like to spoil the results in the stream just in case people don't want to know like who won through the upper bracket tomorrow. But exclamation bracket or someone in Twitch chat can let you know. But I just don't want to say it on stream because of VOD purposes. That's all. Just to keep it spoiler free for anyone who might listen, because some people do listen and they don't know from yesterday. Celestial charge into Misha. That's going to be a zombie wall around Masquerade. 2 charges of Haymaker available because of the level 20 upgrade Grand Slam. I'm just skimming around the map right now. Turn-in availability is close for Vinland Raiders. They have 57 out of 65 turned in, 4 gems in their pockets, so just let the waves crash into them and pick up those gems needed. 1 minute and 50 seconds on the boss. That'll be up and available 26 minutes in game time, something like that. Misha's picked off. Muradin gets a turn-in. There's only 4 more gems needed for said turn-in. Nobody has any gems picked up right now. Back off. Man, Azebo's going to be able to clear this out. Sorry, 27 minutes roughly. Sorry, I said 26. That's incorrect. Stormbolt finds Masquerade, and that's about it. Bottom lane, Rexar, Misha, and Azebo will be clearing out the catapults. It's close, man. It's a close game here. 9 gems in hand for Vinland Raiders. They only need to turn in 4. Nazebo could be the one to do that. Or Rexar. Zebo or Rexar need to be the one that turn in. Rexar with a flare. Darkmok floating around down over here. Jaina pushing up the top lane. Misha scouting out for the allied team. Kerrigan ravaging in this camp on the right-hand side. And Cure will scout it out. All heroics are off cooldown. 2 charges on Haymaker, by the way, from Muradin. Top lane catapult is fixated onto the keep. Mid camp is grabbed. Cure is scouting this out. Does see the enemy around this turn-in area. And Azebo going for it. Self-cancels. Trying to force Masquerade to step in. Trying to force a bunch of toads into the face of Masquerade. Tension, tension, tension here. Taking a peek into top lane really quickly. Alright, that looks okay. Flare goes out once again. Masquerade is scouted. Nano gets the turn in. There's a root for Malfurion. A zombie wall as well. It denies Masquerade from getting inside the portal. He pops the... no, I thought he popped Angelic Armament, but he absolutely did not. The Red Webweavers do descend. And this is a 27-minute Webweaver phase. Take a look at some of the stats on these Webweavers here in a second, if I can. Spider Altar? No, maybe we go Webweaver. There we go. 608 into structures, not too bad. The Soul Eater, as it's called on the unit model name. Gia playing on the low side of this wall, looking to maybe jump over with a Ravage or even Psionic Shift. Lot of damage onto this keep in mid lane from Nazebo and his Toads. Mid keep goes down immediately. Webweaver very healthy here still. Bottom and top are pushing in. What do the members of Vinland Raiders want here? They'll take down this little gate. Muradin, he's a little isolated, able to dwarf toss away, pulls the Celestial Charge out from Masquerade. What's up, Blood? How you doing, bud? Nazebo at 310 stacks. That is... oh my god, Nazebo is nearly 8,000 HP. Nearly 8,000 HP on our Nazebo right now. Celestial Charge from Masquerade not finding the Muradin. Scroll of Ceiling onto Sven, but the Rexar is fine. And okay, 2 keeps will go down. Boss is up and available. Is it time to throw pit? Are they going to do what I did on Tuesday with my team? I mean, the Nazebo on my team called for boss, and then they completely threw it because they were a troll, because playing Heroes of the Storm is so much fun and ranked. Celestial Charge, we have 2 fights breaking out right now on the top and bottom of our screen. Misha's the one to go down. Boar's Unleashed as well, with the kill command from Rexar. 20 seconds on Misha to respawn. Portaling from Medivh is set up, and I don't think you're too upset about that on the side of Vinland Raiders just losing the Misha. Doing well, how am I? I am doing alright. We're having a great day. Half his health is from the trait. Yeah. Well, keep in mind, he also did go Big Voodoo level 4, which is going to double. So the mana bonuses of Voodoo Ritual by 100%. Boss is up, but it's Medivh with Polybomb. No thank you. Masquerade being hit by the Misha Bear. Muradin looking to land a Stormbolt. Can't find it. Yrel is showing in top lane. Camp to be cleared out in mid. $9,000. Oh, no. Oh, he actually has 9,000 when he activates Soul Harvest. When he activates his Soul Harvest, Nazebo has like 9k, almost 10k HP. Well, let's go ahead and pull that stat back again because the fight has broken out. Oh no, Malfurion Muradin will go down. Jaina picked off. Stay a while and listen. Respect the elderly level 20, but it's not going to be... Gia's going to be able to take down the Medivh. It's a 2 for 2. Masquerade, Celestial Charge over the wall onto Gia. Is there any assimilation shields? No! Gia goes down, but Decker Kane is picked off. That's a good Celestial Charge onto Nano, and they take down the Titan that is our Nazebo. Can Masquerade and Darkmok end the game now? I'm not sure. Misha gets the charge through onto Darkmok, and that is a...
Team kill!
Oh, it's Webweaver turning! That's GG's, dude. That's GG's. That's map 3. Right?
The blue team has done
Right?
what I asked.
Like, Webweaver basically on core, 30 minutes in. That fight went so sideways. That fight went so sideways. Stab! Malfurion Muradin will respawn. The core shielding has taken some damage. Celestial Charge will not connect onto the Muradin as well. Trying to clear out the catapults quickly. Haymaker to push Yrel away. She'll take a tower shot. Angelic Armament activated from Masquerade. They're getting some decent damage onto the core. Yrel's dropping here. Kerrigan Sonic shifts in. She's looking for the combo into Masquerade. Masquerade will go down! Can they clear out the Webweaver? 32, 32, 29. Though they got it. No, Joanna, what are you guys doing? It's Nazebo clearing things out. Never mind. Woo! Jaina is the new target. Jaina, she gets the portal. She has the water elemental. She pops the stasis immediately. Oh, no, not like this. And it is not like this. It is going to be an Akatsuki. 31 minutes. We'll take map number 2. You know, chat? Hindsight's 2020. Did you know that? And if Vinland Raiders didn't let that catapult earlier in the game get their core down to 69%, they would have turned that around. 100%. 100%. 100%. Vinland Raiders don't let catapults take their core down to 69. They turn that end around. 100%. All right, we're going to a map number 3, ladies and gentlemen. I need another beer. What's up, Edward? What's up, Lindy? What's up, Free? What's up, 2 Turbo? What's up, Holcan? Q build Imperious 1. Interesting. Very interesting. Baha notes. By the way, speaking of emotes, if you are having a good time here, be sure to drop a follow. It costs you $0. If you'd like to support the stream further, it's always... Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 3 on the left-hand side. It is Akatsuki. On the right is Vinland Raiders. We're heading to a Cursed Hollow map. Excuse me. And right out the gate, we are going to be having a target ban on Sven. Sven will be targeted for his Vikings. Maybe another target onto a, maybe a target onto a Samuro as well. Sorry, it is a little cold in the house today. I forgot to go get myself a blanket when I got up. Either way, what do we want to get here for Cursed Hollow? It is the map choice of Akatsuki, as Vinland Raiders, the losing side, opted in for first pick priority. Will this be double bans onto Sven? Because I believe Sven does have a pretty good Samuro to play for a map like this. Pretty good Samuro. Ugh. You're excited to see Bad Benny. Cheers, chat. Happy Sunday. ETC first pick. Right. Sorry. ETC first pick. Baha, you stay beautiful. No, you lax two head. How you doing, bud? Cassia Rhaegar. Okay. Sorry, I want to check one thing really quickly. Not bad. Alrighty. What are we gonna get here with the ETC? Okay, so ETC, they could go global with that, as it is a, you can see stage dive. It could be an off-lane ETC as well. We've seen a lot of that today. Mephisto's up and available as well. Greymane somehow has made it to this point in the draft. I am very surprised by that, quite honestly. Right, so ETC Stukov, Greymane. Fairly standard start for the side of Vinland Raiders. Cassia Rhaegar makes me wonder if they're going to Cho'Gall. And I know, like, everyone's like, oh my god, he's talking about Cho'Gall again, but, like, you're starting out with a range assassin and a healer at the beginning here. I have a kind of a gut feeling where this is going. Target ban onto Vinland Raiders Sven. I will say this too, if it is a Cho'Gall composition, they are drafting it into a Greymane early on with Cursed Bullet. Cursed Bullet's not like, oh my god, it immediately counters Cho'Gall, but it is 30%. 35%? I always forget where Cursed Bullet percentage is at. Chat, help me out. Is it 30 or 35%? I'm always forgetting because they changed it so many times. What I should really do is remember what the level 20 is and then just work my way backwards from that. That's what I should really do. Because I can't remember if the 20 reduces it to 25 or reduces it to 30. I can't remember, because I know you get 5% reduction, but you have like a 6-second cooldown with Gilnean Roulette at level 20. But someone in chat knows the answer. Someone in chat will definitely know the answer, because everyone in chat is GM, Heroes of the Storm, #1 in every region. What is this last, well, these next two picks? It is Tyrael, okay. Tyrael Thrall. Sorry, responding to some DMs. All right, so Chen and Samur were banned away. We have the Tyrael and the Thrall, as I had mentioned. There's Alear. Hey, where's Crush? The people get Artanis. Artanis will be grabbed. So we have that for. So it is Hypercarry Greymane, triple frontline. I actually would like to see a stage dive ETC for Cursed Hollow personally. I like the global factor. Moshpit's really good, but a Valkyrie could be a. Wait, hold on. There's only a couple Mosh interrupts if you really think about it. Hold the phone! No, this is actually like, if you Mosh the Thrall, Tyrael, I think Masquerade typically, if Masquerade's playing Tyrael, he typically goes Sword of Justice. It is a really good map for Holy Ground. There's not a lot of interrupts for a Mosh Pit, if you think about it. Valkyrie, if they go into it, but it's usually Ball Lightning. Sanctification. But if you just mosh the Thrall Tyrael, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We are going to be getting into map number 3. Winner of this goes up against the grand finals team that made their way through the upper bracket yesterday. If you'd like to know who that team is, exclamation bracket. I'll do my best not to spoil it in chat. And loser will take third place. And this is the 5th and final qualifier for Meta Madness. On the 9th, 10th, 16th, and 17th will be the playoffs. The 16th is my birthday. We'll be doing birthday casting. Let's see. Which team wins Cursed Hollow? I'll start the prediction once we get into the game. Where is Ultralisk? I believe Cure is subbing today for Ultralisk. I don't know why. I didn't see a reason. I'm assuming family stuff. It's Sunday. Maybe they have work tomorrow morning. I don't know. But Cure is subbing. On the right of the map, we've got Vinland Raiders here for Cursed Hollow. As a reminder, the gamble will start in just a moment. Sven on Leoric, Gia, Greymane, Hunter Orc, Stukov, Nano Artanis, and Joanne will play ETC. Reactive parry level 1. On the left-hand side for Akatsuki, Darkmok Thrall, Skog Cassia, Cure Malthael, Banana with Rhaegar, and Masquerade will play Tyrael. All right, we got Block Party, Reactive Parry, Viciousness, Fetid Touch. Leoric is holding level 1. Tyrael is Justice for All. Thrall is Rolling Thunder. We've got Colossal Totem, Charge Strikes Cassia, and Fear the Reaper for Malthael. Still waiting on Leoric's level 1 here. Just curious. We have a bit of an engagement in bottom lane. Leoric will be going into the Thrall in the top lane. Thrall with Rolling Thunder is going to be... it's going to be rough for Sven, as you can already see. Sven's going to get chunked a bit here. But actually, Sven's got a Drain Hope on Darkmok. Goes into Osin's Renewal level 1. Darkmok's getting chunked here, but no Wraithwalk in for a potential kill. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Masquerade is alive. Greymane, Gilnean Cocktail? No. All right, Twitch prediction, chat. Twitch prediction, ladies and gentlemen. Get your gambles in. From when you hear me talk about this, you've got a minute and 30 seconds or so to get your predictions in. If you're not following the channel and you'd like to predict, you can follow the channel and get yourself a chunk of channel points. If you're enjoying the stream, be sure to follow, as we do stream 6 days a week. Monday is my only day off. I thought the split on that from Cassie was going to take down the ETC. And as always, if you're watching over on YouTube, as we do have a YouTube video go up every single day, and we're really trying to get all these Meta Madness VODs out as quickly as possible for all of you, be sure to join the YouTube and like and subscribe over there so we can grow the YouTube page a little bit, monetize the channel, get some extra Bandit food for Bandit. I mean, realistically, that's every little bit we make here, the first thing it does is goes into Bandit, and it goes into bills, and then I feed myself, so... If you are having a good time, you want to support the stream further, it's very much appreciated. All right, level 4 is slightly faster to the side of Akatsuki. We'll see Vinland Raiders grab this mid lane camp, as Thrall did manage to pick up a Siege Giant camp for top lane. Bruiser camp was already grabbed by Akatsuki in the mid, which will be cleared out, getting some damage onto the fort front gate. 9,000 on Akatsuki, 2K on Vinland Raiders. We got some small gambles on this one. Alrighty. Also, to remind you all, the Talon icon for Biotic Armor for Stukov was updated recently. I don't know why, but it is going to be changed to look like Universal Carrier. So this is the new icon for Biotic Armor. Personally, I wish they would change it back, because the old Biotic Armor icon was perfect. I don't know why. I feel like this is one of those situations, much like Paul W.S. Anderson's Resident Evil movies, where it's like, oh, well, I have a better idea of how this should look. It honestly feels that way. It's like, why would you change something that was perfectly fine? Regardless, we will see Kira and Nano in bottom lane still brawling out. We have the Sonic Synergy at level 4 for Nano on the Artanis. Back over in the top lane around the objective. Hunter Orc gets the channel on that first tribute without being delayed or stalled out whatsoever. Can't decide which team is stronger? Well, you might have waited a little too long because the gamble is closed. 7 talent on both sides. Good power slide from ETC. Artanis comes in with some twin blade action, little blade dash as well. Nano goes in, G is the target, tries to roll to disengage, but first blood goes over to the side of Akatsuki. Swap from Artanis, Masquerade able to get the Eldruin's Might out, power slide from ETC, and he'll be on the safe side of this engagement. Blade dash, no phase prison from Nano. Second objective, positionally good for Vinland Raiders. They might actually get this uncontested. Leorc did go Neil Peasants level 4. That is going to be increased damage to mercenaries and monsters, as Leorc does have that sort of cleave on his baseline. Oh, hold on. Dark Mach is going to get power slid. Body blocks are pretty good. Body blocks are continuing to be really good, and Dark Mach is going to finish out his level 4. Unfortunately, will go down. Now, if he did get picked off before getting that Frost Wolf finished out, he would have lost all available stacks currently. With the dive into the top lane and the objective phase up, Akatsuki say, let's go ahead and create ourselves a free fort, or at least the fort front gate in bottom lane. Artanis blade dashes out, looks for the phase prism, doesn't land on the Skog. Masquerade gets the vision over on the top left, and let's go ahead and cycle through those other numbers, get an idea of what the damage, healing, and experience looks like here on map number 3 in the lower bracket finals. As a reminder, winner goes on to the grand finals in a best of 5, which means we're guaranteed at least 3 maps. So you gotta win by 3. We have that 10 talent tier coming up soon. As I said, we have the different numbers cycling on the bottom of your screen. Cure grabs the camp over here. Gia, Hunter, Orc to do the same on the right. So Siege Giants for top and bottom. Bruiser camps are unavailable. Actually, Bruiser camp on the side of Akatsuki just came off a cooldown. About 20 seconds to go on Vinland Raiders. Cure in top lane? No, they're going to go boss. Okay. 10 talent tiers here. The healing pathogen goes around to the allies. Masquerade does have Judgment level 10. It's a Sundering Thrall. Ball Lightning Cassia last rights on the Malthael. The boss is going to be leashed here. Judgment from Tyrael onto ETC, who does drop a Mosh immediately. Last rights into the ETC, doesn't find the kill. Ancestor healing into Masquerade as ETC is able to power slide with the Crowd Surfer through the wall to the camp. Gia going to run towards their top lane fort, and well, looks like boss is fully leashed. Thrall and Artanis in bottom lane. Artanis has to drop the blind. I think Thrall was trying to throw out a Chain Lightning onto Nano to poke, but it wouldn't have killed for sure. Once again, trying out this boss. Eldruin's Might is thrown out, threatening positionally, but Cassia's seen on the map grabbing this camp, so they know on the side of Vinland Raiders, Cassia's got to make an entire rotation across the map. Once again, though, this is being fought over. ETC power sliding through some terrain to get over to his allies a little bit faster. That level 4 Crowd Surfer, good power slide onto 2. Phase Prism onto Banana. Artanis wants the kill. The boss is still leashed or tagged. Excuse me, the boss is going to leash right now. Means it goes back. It's going to be left to... Oh my god, the power slide. The dear lord... The Crowd Surfer value's so good. Greymane goes in for the throat. He gets a reset and gets the double kill. Tyrael with a bit of death timer reduction. Skog getting a little low here. Gonna try and back away. Dark Mach in front of this team fight. Gonna be swapped by the Artanis. Sundering from Thrall pushes them back. And they're gonna try and take down Artanis. They will be able to do so. Another power slide through. Skog goes down. Banana to be picked off a team kill. Whoops. I was trying to reset profiles on my stream deck, and I was trying to change folders, and I... Whoopsies, fat fingered the Finland button again. Alrighty. What's up, Detective Neudberg? Wait, is it Nordberg? Sorry, Nordberg. Isn't that a reference to Naked Gun? Isn't that isn't that O.J. Simpson's character in Naked Gun? Detective Nordberg? Actually, awesome, Jello. That actually worked out pretty good. Yeah, the Finland button for Vinland. That worked out really good. Masquerade in the bush just below Sven. Joanna scouts out Masquerade, but the Crowd Surfer allows him to get out of this engagement, or out of this area easily. Greymane starts working on the fort front gate. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Kira and Nano are having a bit of a back and forth. All heroics, by the way, are off cooldown. Suppression Pulse, Last Rites between these two. And we're going to focus in on this for a moment here. I'm going to jump into mid lane. Things seem okay. Back into bottom. Thrall still working on that boss in the top lane. Nano focusing onto Cure. Phase shift, nice blade dash confirms the wave, and then Cure's just like, I'll back off and give bottom lane for it over to this Artanis. 15 seconds still to go on the curse. Judgment onto the Greymane. Gia's getting an immediate... Oh, that's a beautiful mosh. That's such a good mosh. That's such a good mosh. Banana honestly made the right choice. Is like, bye guys. I think Tyrael's out of this just fine. Artanis doesn't get the fort for free in bottom. Kier did put some pressure back onto him, but with the kill onto Cassie, it looks like they're going for boss. We have someone here who knows way too much. No, I just have a lot of knowledge about random stupid stuff. I have a lot of very unuseful knowledge. Vinland? Vinland? Vinland, what happened? Vinland, what happened? What happened, Vinland? What was that? What was that moment right there? That was a 4v5 that you lost. I'm sorry. What? Well, hot damn. All right. Leoric is able to Wraith Walk back towards the fort. This fort, I think, will go down. I try not to be judgy in my casting, but I gotta be a little judgy of that. I'm not sure what Vinland was... that seems so out of character for them. With Greymane and friends actually down here, this is going to be bottom lane fort saved. Yeah, they're gonna save bottom lane fort easily. Meanwhile, in mid lane, ETC is gonna try and help out Artanis save this fort as well. Power slide, classic throw pit. It really did feel like it, but they weren't even in the throw pit. They were to the side of it. It's like side. Oh, great, great mosh, great interrupt. Last Rites takes down the ETC. Barbecue for dinner. Greymane lunges in with the go for the throat and finds the counter kill into Maltheo. Now Greymane threatened quite a bit. He's going to try and roll to disengage. Banana tanks a couple tower shots. There's a blind from Skog into Gia. And the ally team is moving in with Cassia. Leoric with one more mace to the face. And Darkmok is also going to fall here. Okay, Banana as well. Alright, Masquerade's like, well, maybe I get the consolation prize of mid lane fort. Boston top is a minute 10. Next objective, top center of the map. Leoric is making his way to mid. Bottom fort will go down. Okay. Well, it's 8-11 in kills, and these teams are putting on quite a show for us. Masquerade delayed, power slide through, mosh pits on a 14-second cooldown. ETC does have the 13 encore. Cure inside this bush. Looking to see vision really quickly, but it doesn't seem like they continue to... they're not going to sneak the camp on the side of Vinland Raiders. Okay. Isn't that a Heraldric Reforging for Tyrael? Blade dash from Nano. They make work of this bruiser camp quickly. ETC gonna go get vision. Not really sure why. Okay. Kind of feels very split from the allied team as we look at the minimap. I know he's got crowd surfer and stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like it's very necessary. Earth Grasp Totem. Slowing down ETC. He power slides. Material has his Aldruin's Might out. We got a judgment from Tyrael into the Sundering from Thrall. Stukov's the first one to go down. Ball Lightning bouncing around as well. Nano getting a little bit low here, and he will be picked off as well. Tyrael chasing into Joanna. ETC gets the power slide with that crowd surfer. But boss in the top lane will go over to the side of Vinland Raiders. Or excuse me, of Akatsuki. What a game number 3. What a wild game number 3. ETC power slides out, anticipating Masquerade. Drops the mosh. Almost face melts the enemy out of it. But the mosh pit will go out. ETC at 100 seconds on that cooldown. Boss is going to work his way through into the top lane. Cure is pressuring Sven, but it's priority onto clearing the wave. So boss gets free fort top. I don't see a world where you save this fort. Bottom fort goes down as well. Good macro from Akatsuki. They are able to play the map, open up all four, take down all 3 of the forts, and let's see how things shape up here with our next objective. This could be another curse to Vinland Raiders. They've already had 1 curse. They've already achieved 1 curse. They've already picked up 2 out of 3 tributes again. We'll see if they're able to get this. ETC checks the bush, face checks the bush, Earth grasp totem as he's able to power slide away. Sven with the Wraith Walk does have ominous Wraith Royal Focus combo 13-16. 20 talent tiers here, and realistically, Vinland Raiders could give this. Granted, they will have to fight over the next location, and that location could be more favorable positionally for Akatsuki. Earth Grasp Totem, the long pitch with the Fetid Touch thrown out onto Masquerade. Lurking Arm as well, delaying things out. ETC clears out the totem. Cure in top lane is trying to pull in that 20 talent here for the allied team. Also, Siege Giants pushing up there. Sven's going to get a big old mace in the wave and hopefully clear things out, but that should be the green light to initiate onto this objective area. Nano, does he use Suppression Pulse to delay this out? Nope, Masquerade gets it. I think that was the right call. The enemy team was getting close to 20. Yeah, they might have a better spawn position for the next one, but at least you're going to fight on even footings with that upgrade. Showstopper level 16 for the ETC, by the way. We didn't really talk about that. Feta touch? Oh, man. Sorry, I'm getting hungry. You said feta, and my brain went to pepperoni, bacon, feta. No. Yeah, pepperoni, bacon, and feta would be really good. Maybe some basil in there. I'm not a big fan of, like, tons of toppings, but that is, like, that combo. Like, feta and just pepperoni's good. Ugh. Basil's always good on pizza, though. It's such a good flavor. Anyways, my hunger aside, next objective, top left of the map. ETC, checking boss. No enemy there. Stukov holding level 20. Suppression Pulse upgrade at level 20 for Artanis, sorry. Additional charge and this 10-second cooldown between uses. I believe that's Blunderbuss on Greymane. Buried Alive Leoric. Torbus ETC. Judgment upgrade on the Tyrael. Ancestor Healing, Farseer's Blessing. Blink for the Thrall, which also allows him to have Wind Fury activated. Cure. What? Malthael has buyback. Uh-oh, Cassia, they went fishing and found a Cassia sending from the Thrall. The Ancestor Healing will come through. ETC has a mosh pit. Is there a Torbus? Yes, indeed! Cassia goes down. Banana swapped by Artanis. The Suppression Pulse comes through. The Blade Dash. The face swap. Oh my god. Nano coming out on top. Greymane going for the throat and mopping up the fight. The curse is against the side of Vinland Raiders, but they don't seem to be too worried about that. Granted, they got to go clear mid and top out. Or are they going to play more aggressive? Didn't even ban Orphea and they still don't play her? I'm sorry, Big Scary Duck. I'm sorry, bud. I would say the map that we see Orphea the most on, and I do agree and I like her on that map the most, is Infernal Shrines. I think that's a really good map for her. And Infernal Shrines was banned out in the series. Obviously, we won't get a map number 4. This is best of 3. We could see her in the Grand Finals. The Grand Finals is where we start getting into some deeper hero pools because we're guaranteed at least 3 maps. In previous weekends, we've had really good best of 5 series. So, and they've gone the distance. I honestly, like, it's a longer day for me, but I hope we have a game number 5 in the best of 5. I really do. Vinland Raiders, no curse. Mid camp is mostly cleared out. Leoric is actually joining into the allied team. Malthael will respawn in just a moment here. I believe he had the extended death timer because he died after no one can stop death. So it was like 80-second death timer, and he just came back right now. ETC zone for a moment. The boss is going to confirm keeping bottom a lane. Mosh pit off cooldown. Boss in bottom goes to core and it'll be cleared out just as it arrives. The next objective is in the bottom center of the map. Vinland Raiders will go clear things out. I'm just realizing there's two sidewalls on the bottom left side. The same thing up here. That's a sidewall as well. Maps are asymmetrical. Most maps in Heroes of Storm are asymmetrical. So you have a double wall there, and then you have a double wall here. Boss is being checked by Aldruin's Might from Masquerade. Hunter Orc just over here, like, screw my 20. I know, right? Maybe Hunter Orc forgot. Maybe he forgot. And he just assumed that he tapped Super Strain. Top off. Super Strain is 16. I always mix those two up. Like, really? You gonna beat them without a 20 talent tier? What a flex if you're gonna actually do it. Aldruin's Might in. There's a Sundering from Thrall. ETC drops the mosh pit. Is going to get hit with the last rites. The Torbus value is not as much as they were hoping for. Hunter Orc does pick up his level 20 finally. Controlled Chaos. He's dead. They're symmetrical diagonally. Awesome Jello. Isn't that just asymmetry? Isn't that asymmetry? Isn't that exactly it? It's because you get an extra charge if you pick it after. Really, Noidberg? I didn't know that, actually. Sorry, I keep calling you Noidberg. Nordberg. Nordberg. Ah, keep adding an I. No! To my understanding, no. Gia gets back into the Hall of Storms, lacerates onto Leoric, and Vinland Raiders will fall here. Vinland Raiders cannot defend this. They do have Curse in their favor. ETC drops the Mosh. Or no, did he? Oh, I thought he was. The animation looked like that was the case. The reason I say it's not happening is just if there was no boss here, they would be able to defend. But yeah, Sven with the GG, well played. They almost get the kill into Dark Maka, and that will be the end of map number 3, Cursed Hollow to Akatsuki. Asymmetry means not symmetrical, I thought. I'm honestly blanking. I have to look it up myself. See, so having parts that fail to correspond to one another in shape, size, or arrangement lacking symmetry. Because, like, symmetrical would be bottom lane, double wall, bottom lane, double wall. So, yeah, that's why I call it asymmetrical. I think we're all right and we're all incorrect here. I think that's the true answer, chat. We're all correct, but also incorrect at the same time. Alrighty, as always, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves set up for the Grand Finals Best of 5. We will be seeing Akatsuki make their way to that. Before we get into the Grand Finals and all that good stuff, we are going to be having some ads, so I will be writing some ads. So if you get some ads, I do apologize. Now's a good time to remind you that you can use your Prime Gaming. You can start a Tier 1 sub. You can gift a sub if you'd like to support the stream. Either way, I appreciate it very much, and we're going to get into the Grand Finals in a couple minutes.